You might want to just stop recording and hit record again, because you've got like 20 minutes of garbage.
Rhyme or free, it doesn't matter to me. It's my bad poetry. Good day and welcome to My Bad Poetry, a podcast where we take a deep dive into our poems from youth, yesteryear, or even yesterday, always asking the question, why in the world did I write this? I'm Aaron.
And I'm Dave.
And together this week we are looking at a poem from the Wolf Journal. This seems to be a return to old form, Dave. So
Oh, good. I was worried that you were growing as a person, but I forgot people never change.
People never change. That might be the...
That's the core conceit of this whole podcast.
Yeah. Over 100 poems, and they're all about the same. Woof. Speaking of similar poems, Dave, you're bringing something to the table today?
Of course I am. So this is a free verse poem, and it is called, How Can You Tell? This chicken nugget is smaller than hers. This water is warmer than hers. This spot is further than hers. This turn was shorter than hers. That you know to be a fact. But you still haven't noticed a quadrillion other things, like how I have a hat made out of paper towels. That's all I got.
Yeah, no. I'm finishing a bite of lunch that I was shoveling in during that. Lovely reading.
Yeah.
Okay. So the twist at the end there. The hat.
Yeah.
Okay, Dave. Are you saying that your son is not appreciating your artistic efforts?
Not in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, okay.
I don't have artistic efforts. I am trash at art. Well, and also this isn't necessarily just about my son.
Okay.
This is also about youth at church and all of the, people. Well, in general, all people are so good at that internalized unfairness, but then they just don't pay attention to anything else. And I think that's hilarious.
Okay. So I was reading it, your little family dynamic of...
Which is absolutely true.
Sure. But you just pointed out that it truly is a universal... What did you call it? Internalized unfairness?
Internalized unfairness. I think that's a human universality. Everybody will notice when they don't get what they want, but then they'll ignore it when other people don't get what they want.
Yeah, it's why I edit the podcast, because then I can look at my blue squiggles and your blue squiggles and say, I am clearly talking more.
Oh, good.
Okay, so back to the hat, because I don't want to miss this important detail.
Oh, yeah.
Is this a reference to something that has occurred recently? Why do you have a paper towel hat, Dave?
Not recently. It's something I do with my daughter, that she will hand me things and I will put them on my head and say, hat? And she will say, yeah. Or, no, 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 no. And I just think that's adorable.
That's a cute game.
It's very fun. It sounded like you were going to say something there, but instead you just stared off into the distance like a crazy person.
Yep. Yeah. I was trying to figure out how to ask when working through this dynamic. I was reading son complaining about the attention given to the daughter, but then you just described you're not noticing my hat, which is a game you play with your daughter.
But my son gets involved, and also sometimes I will keep the hat on for a while.
Okay.
And my son will be like, Dad, can we read this book? Dad, can we do this thing? And will notice if I have a spill on my shirt or something, but not when I'm wearing a paper towel roll as a hat. So it's just what makes you notice? Why? How? When? Where?
The observations of children are just the most bizarre things that they pick up on or choose to
Makes
point
no
out.
sense.
Yeah. But I suppose, we all do that.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Well, for being a slapdash poem there.
Hey, Aaron, I worked hard on that. I don't think we were recording when I
No.
said that I just wrote it as I was setting up my computer, so
Yeah,
the audience doesn't have to know that I'm terrible at writing
right.
poetry.
I'll just leave this in. What?
Well, hey! Okay.
Note to self. So, well, something that should have been lost to time, and I wish I could cut from this podcast, but is the soul,
The whole conceit
the
of
whole
it.
conceit of this thing. That's why we need to get some more guests back on, because
Yeah.
I will say, season 5, I'm just gonna warn people, season 5 might be the last time that we actually have high school Aaron poems.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. I mean, we could stretch this depending on how we want to read some of these pages with like multiple paragraphs.
Oh, gosh. Well, fan of the show, write in, tell us what you want.
Yeah, tell us how we can extend this beyond having incredible guests.
Yeah.
Or how we could wrap this up in a beautiful bow.
I think we have to write a book and publish all of your terrible poetry. Do you think we can get the rights to the
Wolf Journal picture?
picture?
Oh, I should reach out to the cover photo is done by Rita Grossman. So Rita.
Okay. We know we have a large audience in the wildlife photography journal community. So Rita, hit us up.
Rita, we would like to ask you about your Wolf Journal cover photo here. Back and front cover photo here.
You know what? We are totally willing to give you all of our advertising money.
I might have spent that already on a pizza.
Yeah, we can kick back the $10 we made.
It was $31, Dave.
What? What kind of pizza did you buy for $31?
There's this wood brick fireplace that just
Oh my gosh. You are the worst kind of person.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff. It's like 3 blocks from my house. Very tempting. We have here a poem, Dave. I have no good transition to this.
You really worked on a transition, and the best you came up with was heavy sigh.
This one, I almost feel like we have covered this ground so much.
That is all of your poetry.
Yeah. So
all of your past poetry.
All of my past poetry.
Although technically all of your poetry is in the past, so whatever.
Oh, well, there you go. This is not titled.
Of course it's not. Just use the first word in the poem.
She.
Never mind.
Okay, I could do she is ... But honestly, and this is a critique I will immediately get to, the majority of this is I want.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, I think the more accurate title would be I want ...
But maybe the more accurate title for high school Aaron would be, again, she is, because that's what I want her to be.
Oh, Dave, we're getting ahead of ourselves, and we
haven't. No, I know.
It.
I'm just saying.
Okay, here it goes. She is what makes life worth living. I think of her day and night. Every thought revolves around her. Everything else is meaningless. I want her by my side from now to eternity. I want to be the one who makes her smile and laugh. I want to hold and comfort her when she cries. Nothing I can say will summarize it. I want to do everything for her. I want to be her Prince Charming. All I can ask for is a chance.
Some of those lines were less toxic masculinity than I thought they were going to be. Some of them were more caring, more empathetic than I thought they would be.
Okay. I read it more as possessive.
Yeah.
But
it's possessive in a nice way.
Oh,
right?
maybe.
No,
I don't know. Well,
no.
No, that's like paternalistic.
That's fair.
I mean, I suppose you can. What's not spousalistic? What's the equivalent to caring
I mean, I
deeply
think I would say paternalistic.
towards a spouse
Because
or a partner?
I would think so, because it's not. I would say this is the derogatory term of it, and if it's care for the spouse, it's not derogatory in that way. It's the more mutual, but the paternalistic is a shifting of the relationship to I am in control and you are the little child who can't take care of themselves.
Head of the household. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. What would be the more positive? No. Oh wait. No, before I ask that,
Yeah.
I'm saying paternalistic. I hear parent in that.
Hmm.
Is that from the root is like patra from father? Is it fatherlistic? Is that the
Yeah.
root of the word?
Yes.
Okay.
Patar.
So what would we if we were to try and detoxify this I want,
Yeah.
but still grasp that caring side that you picked up on, that you dug so deep to find.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Would it be like mutualistic?
mutualistic love?
Like trying to again be supportive, but also recognizing you also need that same support?
And they have their own agency.
Right, they are a person unto themselves.
So mutualistic love and support. Aw,
Isn't that nice?
that's nice.
If only you had written that.
I want to be her Prince Charming.
Yeah.
What a lame line.
Right?
Ooh.
It reminds me of Enrique Iglesias.
Oh, I can
I
be your
can be
hero.
a hero, baby.
100%. I love that
Like
song.
you can take it in a direction of I want to be a hero. I want to be blah blah blah. But also then, if I'm a hero, are we doing like a modern story where the damsel in distress has her own agency and stuff, or is she
Or
a
them.
figment?
Or he.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, if we're going traditional and looking in the past.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, but no, point taken.
Yeah. It's just like you were saying, is it a modern story with their own agency? And I was like, how many like you got Wonder Woman, Chris Pine, does he play a damsel-esque character?
No, he plays an an unpowered human being
Yeah.
in a movie about superheroes.
Yeah.
So,
So, were you picking up on I want to be the one who makes her smile and laugh? I want to hold and comfort her when she cries?
I think so.
Okay,
That's yeah.
that's fair.
Again, it is kind of weird too because we have all of those expressions of caring for someone as they are in pain or whatever, but then we also miss out on the I want to be like the reason that she's also happy and
Yeah, is it an all or nothing, or is it I want to be a reason for her to
yeah.
smile and laugh? One fun little tidbit here. I didn't spell laugh. That is a self edit. I'm looking at the word. I want to be the one who.
Laff.
Nope. I want to be the one who makes her smile and life. I literally wrote life. I can only assume I meant to write laugh.
It's so much better than if you had written I want to be the reason she smiles and lives.
Yes. That is about the only good thing we could say.
Because it's also a little gross that you started that off with like she's the reason to live.
Yes. She is
Yeah.
what makes life worth living. I think of her day and
Yeah.
night. Everything else is meaningless. Because not only does that put them on a pedestal, which we've talked about,
Mm-hmm.
but it
Yeah.
also is like, I want to be their hero, but they have to be everything to me.
Right.
So if they fail in that aspect, it's on them
Right.
that I am miserable and sad and depressed beyond belief.
Because they were supposed to be everything. And
Yeah,
if they can't fulfill that...
They are my everything.
Ugh.
That's that possessive side that I couldn't get past.
So many, as a pastor, I have done way too many weddings where people have asked to do their own vows. And I say, cool, let's talk about what a vow is. Because so many of those just end up being, but like, you're really nice and stuff, and that's cool. That's not a vow. A vow is a promise you make.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, we could do podcast on pastors and weddings. But that is true. A lot of vows from the modern perspective and even from like media's depiction of it is these statements of you're beautiful and you make life worth living, and every day I've walked with you, I've felt happy or whatever.
Right.
It's like no, a vow is a promise. You're making a promise to stick together through thick and thin. It's like we already have kind of a pre-written script for that, but
I don't think so.
No? Okay, well.
Yeah. A promise a boy makes forever. A boy makes forever whatever comes through. I'm not remembering it.
What is that?
There's a really good song in Next to Normal.
Oh.
Where like it's the musical all about a woman has mental health issues. The husband also has mental health issues, but he's unwilling to deal with any of those, and it's a whole fun thing there. But they talk about why did they stay together, and he says, because I made you a promise, even though our life was, a living hell and everything was falling apart and I hated it. But I made you a promise. And I love how they play with that in the musical. It's so hauntingly cool.
Okay. You're convincing me to revisit Next to Normal.
It's so good.
Okay.
It's also really depressing, and I cry every single time I listen to it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So this idea of wanting to be the person through thick and thin can also, we've said this, it's not an also, but it can be a very toxic image that forces couples, partners into these long litigations of marriage that should not exist.
Right. Like you can... no, I'm not going to go there.
Sure. But
never mind.
But
I was just going to bring up like uneven work between spouses and, unpaid labor versus
that's a whole thing.
I am not knowledgeable enough or qualified enough to speak to that.
No, there are some really good Instagram, TikToker people who are doing things with like modern dad and modern spouse examinations of like that emotional burden of choice and yeah.
Ooh, actually, I was watching a documentary about that. It's really good. They're short episodes. I think it's from an Australian group. It's got a weird name. It's like Blue A.
Is it about blue heeler dogs?
Yeah, cartoon dogs.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I have also seen this phenomenal documentary on family dynamics, multiple episodes which examine the emotional burdens of parenting
and the stereotypes around gender or money earning or cooking or. It's such a good show. Sorry.
It's so good.
It's so good.
We have a Bluey advent calendar this year.
You are such a loser, and I'm so proud.
So, Dave.
Yeah.
I think most of this recording has been garbage.
Correct.
But I will ask of this poem, good or garbage?
So, you know how sometimes we refer to, like, ships as she?
Mm-hmm.
I want to refer to this poem as she. So, she is bad. I want it to be over. I want it to be in the trash. I want it shredded in one of those giant industrial shredding machines. Forever.
Lovely.
Yeah. I thought that worked with your poem.
It did. It did. We're going to end this week with the words of a true poet. This week coming to us from Seamus Heaney, an Irish poet. And this is called Scaffolding. Masons, when they start upon a building, are careful to test out the scaffolding. Make sure that planks won't slip at busy points. Secure all ladders, tighten bolted joints. And yet, all this comes down when the job's done, showing off the walls of sure and solid stone. So, if, my dear, there sometimes seems to be old bridges breaking between you and me, never fear. We may let the scaffolds fall, confident that we have built our wall.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's very cool.
It's all those invisible things that we do for one another to keep the partnership afloat.
That stand as a bulwark against the terrors of this world.
This has been my bad poetry.
Now go write some of your own bad poetry and send it in to NPR.
We are not affiliated with NPR.
No, yeah, we wish that'd be really cool, but also they put on like good programs and we don't. Yeah, awkward.
Rhyme free doesn't matter.